We're not going to waste any time here today because as of this morning, we found out that the Chase Ink Cash and the Chase Ink Unlimited are both having their 90,000 Chase Ultimate Reward Point welcome offers ending on March 21st at 9 a.m. EST. Now, this is really big news because these two offers are the highest offers these cards have ever seen and maybe ever will. We just really don't know about that. As you may know, last week on Thursday, I posted a community post telling y'all that the offer ending soon language had been added to Chase's website for the Chase Ink Cash and Chase Ink Unlimited. Of course, whenever they post that offer ending soon messaging, we don't know how soon that actually is, but now we know it is March 21st at 9 a.m. EST. The bonuses themselves are going to be 90,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points after spending $6,000 in the first 3 months of having the card, in comparison to these cards' normal welcome offer of 75,000 points after spending $7,500 in the first 3 months. This is actually a steal. Honestly, I didn't even expect this offer to last this long, and at this point we know that the time is finally coming that we need to apply for these cards as soon as possible to lock in these 90,000 points if these cards are something you're on the market for. And I'd argue that even if you weren't in the market for these cards, you should really consider applying for them because they do have these really insane welcome offers for 2 cards with no annual fees. Just to run y'all through the math of the return on spend you would get for these welcome bonuses depending on how you redeem. If you redeemed all these 90,000 points for a statement credit or in cashback form, you get a 15% return on spend. If you use the pay yourself back feature with both of these cards, you'll actually get 1.1 cents per point in redemption compared to 1 cent per point in cashback. So with that being the case, you'd earn $990 back instead of $900, and that would give you 16.5% return on spend. And that's really the highest you can get from these cards if you have no other higher tier Chase cards. But let's just pretend that you have either the Chase Sapphire Preferred, Chase Sapphire Reserve, or the Chase Ink Preferred, because the nice thing about these Ink business cards is that they do earn Chase Ultimate Rewards points, which can be transferred to your personal credit cards that you can then transfer out to travel partners or get elevated redemption rates for in the travel portal. So with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you're going to get a 25% boost on all of your points using the travel portal, which will give you a value of $1,125 for your points, and that's going to give you an 18.75% return on spend. That same math is going to be the case if you have the Chase Ink Preferred as well, but if you have the Chase Sapphire Reserved, you're actually going to be able to get a 50% boost on all of your points in the travel portal, meaning that you're effectively earning $1,350 from this welcome bonus, and you'll be getting a 22.5% return on spend. Now, if you transfer these points out to travel partners with any of those 3 cards I mentioned before, then you can conservatively say that you're going to get about 2 cents per point when doing so, which would bring the value of your 90,000 points to $1,800, and that would be a 30% return on spend for these welcome bonuses. Now, as I mentioned before, both of these cards have no annual fee, and you can actually product change between these 2 cards, which is a really nice perk. And if you were to personally ask me which one of these cards I would be picking up, as y'all know, I actually did pick up the Chase Ink Cash recently and got 90,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points for doing so. But the reason I would recommend the Chase Ink Cash for the majority of people is because technically you can get 5x in a lot of different categories by using this card. First of all, it does already give you 5x on office supply stores, internet, cable, and phone services, plus 2x back on restaurants and gas stations and 1x back on everything else. But the fact that you get 5x on office supply stores mean that you can technically use this card in office supply stores like Staples or what have you in order to buy gift cards, including Visa gift cards that you will also get 5% back on. So technically you buy some Visa gift cards that don't have any activation fees on them and you're getting 5x back on all those purchases you use that Visa gift card for. But at the same time, if you don't already have a business catch-all card like the Amex Blue Business Plus, then maybe you should get the Chase Ink Unlimited instead of the Chase Ink Cash. However, I would argue if you already do have a business catch-all card like the Amex Blue Business Plus, the Chase Ink Unlimited is definitely still worth it even just for this welcome bonus alone. Also, don't forget that you do not have to have an official business in order to apply for these Chase Ink business credit cards. You are likely eligible to apply for these cards just as a sole proprietor. What that basically means is that you're going to be applying using your social security number and your personal information like normal, and basically classifying yourself as a business, and all you will need that's different from a personal credit card application are expected revenues for the year and expected monthly expenses. Now, if you're curious as to what you should actually put on those applications, I did make a full watch me apply for the Chase Ink Cash that you can watch after this one if you're interested, but I just want to get the point across that you are likely eligible to get these cards even if you don't have an official business like you may think. And in addition to that, another really cool thing about these Ink business cards is that if you did already apply for both of these cards, for example, as a sole proprietor, but let's say you also have an LLC, you can actually apply for both of these cards in your LLC's name also. And if you have another LLC on top of that, you guessed it, you can apply for another one of each of these cards as well. Obviously, if you're trying to do that within the next couple of weeks before these offers expire, that's probably not going to work very well. But I just wanted to point that out in case maybe you already did apply for these cards once before, but you didn't apply for it under your business, or you didn't apply as a sole proprietor. Just know that you can apply for both of these cards for each of the businesses that you have under your name. Now, before we move on, yes, I am editing the video right now, but I did want to mention that Chase does have a 1 in 30 rule. And what it basically entails is that technically you can get 2 Chase cards every 30 days, but only one of those cards can be a business card. And there may be a way to get around that by using multiple different businesses in order to apply for multiple of these cards, but that's not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go do that. I did just want to let y'all know that technically you can only get one of these Chase Ink business cards before the offers expire, so make sure you choose one of them that works for you or one that you don't have yet, whatever works best for you. for you. Oh, and also you do technically have to be under 524 in order to get approved for one of these cards. What the 524 rule states is that if you've been approved for 5 or more personal credit cards from any lender within the past 24 months, Chase is automatically going to deny you for your next card application. Now, I've definitely seen examples of people getting around this, but for the most part, that is a hard set rule. And if you're willing to take the risk of the hard pull to see if you're one of the people that might get approved all over 524, then be my guest. But I just want to let you know that that is technically the case. Now, before you apply for these cards, if you want to go check the links in my description to learn more how to apply for these cards and really help support the channel along the way, then please go ahead and do so. Through those links, you'll be able to find these all-time high 90,000 Chase Ultimate Reward Point welcome offers. And of course, you're going to be able to support the channel at no additional cost to you. So I thank you in advance for doing that. Hopefully that video was still pretty short and I got the information out quick enough for y'all to take advantage of these offers. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys next time.